What's up guys, with our True Good Development. In this video, I am installing the United Window and Door window from Lowe's. This is a vinyl double hung window. What I have here are old wood windows, so I wanted to replace them with an affordable vinyl window. Again, these are replacement windows. These are not new construction, so there's a distinction. There's also a lot of detail that I actually go through in another video I have, and I'll put the link up. So if you want to see a detailed step-by-step, how to measure the windows, how to fit them in, etc., click on that video. In this video, it's going to be a little shortened. I will go through the steps as well, but it's going to be much quicker. I'm also using a different installation technique. In the other video, you will see me putting the entire window in with the sashes. In this installation, I'm removing the sashes, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a few more tips that hopefully will help you. Guys, if you will find this video helpful, which I'm 100% sure you will, please help me as well. Subscribe to the channel, or at least like the video and share it. All right, that's my plug. Let's get to it. This is the United Window and Door Pro Series window. This is what I will be installing here. Now, this is the affordable window from Lowe's in addition to the Pella 150 series. They actually did not have those, so I opted for these. The price was actually lower on these. They had a promotion going on. There are some differences. This is considered bottom line window. However, it's still vinyl. It still comes with the tilt-in sashes. It has a lifetime warranty. And guys, to me, 80% of window replacement has to do with the job and how you do it. Here is where that window is gonna go. These are the old wood windows. This particular window has the aluminum track or guide. And behind here, there is a spring that holds the sash. In my other video, the video that I put the link up, it's a different wooden window, it's a different installation, so it's two different ways to remove these sashes. So if your window is not like this, you can look at the other video to see that, how you do those. In this one, obviously, I'll show you how to remove these. Before I get into actually removing the sashes, I have something that is super annoying when it comes to old windows: storm windows. These are super annoying to get off if the screws are rusted or whatever. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and I'll come back removing the sashes. These are the tools that you'll probably need. You might not need all of them, but you must have all of these handy. Just real quick, some of the things that might not be clear is your flashing. I use this 4-inch flashing tape on all my doors and my windows. Guys, I've seen contractors skip this step. Why? I mean, it's just extra protection. Yeah, everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. I use this to strap the camera onto my head, so the camera is going to be moving around quite a bit. I know some of you don't like that. I like to show the detail in the footage. I'm going to try not to move as fast as I normally do. Don't want anybody to throw up. But hey, you might want to have a throw-up bucket handy. Just saying. One thing you'll notice is painters love to paint over the tracks. You can never open this window when it's painted over. They also love to paint down here. There you go. Here you go. That's the spring. There's a nail there here too. Take that out. Sometimes the spring will just pull out. Let me show you what's behind it. You see that? It's kind of, it hooks right back there. So you can either pull it out or just cut it out. Yeah. Take this bottom track. You're not gonna need it. Also, off camera, we had quarter round trim up here, across, and down. You need to take that out so you can fit your window in. Guys, a couple of things to point out. You gotta make sure that your sill, your framing is solid and not rotted. If it is, you're gonna have to replace it. The other thing too, this is your outdoor trim, okay? That has to be in good shape and it has to be all around the window, right? Because that's what we're going to push our window against to hold it in place. If your house does not have this, if it's an older house and maybe they didn't have those stops, or the style is such that this is flush, I would strongly recommend that you put a temporary stop. You know, this could be a 2x or it could be a 1x across the window. That way you can push against it, or maybe up just like this is put in somehow so you can stop against it. That would probably be the way I'd do it. I haven't done one of those before. One more thing we gotta remove. This guy right here. We don't need it. Clean up the sill. Next is your flashing tape. You want it up about 10 inches. Mark where you're gonna cut. This is what this is, guys. Tight window seal flashing. I go against the stop. Important to push this in right here. Don't worry about this, we'll fix it in a minute. Make sure not to tape it on itself. Okay, this doesn't have to be super pretty. It's all gonna be covered. The idea behind this is to protect the sill. Next, I use a power grab, heavy duty adhesive that I'm going to put down on the bottom sill and all the way up the window, right on the corners where the window is going to butt to the trim. Before I do that, we're gonna go ahead and prep our window. So what I mean by prepping the window is getting the sashes out, getting everything ready. You always want to cut on the sides, not in the front or the back. Again, guys, sorry if I'm moving too fast. I'm really trying not to. All right, first thing you're gonna notice is you'll have two pieces of trim taped on the top. The Pella window came with those two. A little different though. So they give you two trim pieces, what I call skirts, and they have, this is what they look like, okay? It's kind of a little bit of a J shape, and that is so you can put them right into this guide or track like so, okay? Just like that. I'm not gonna do this here. They give you a top and a bottom in case you have gaps in the top and the bottom. I almost never, and you probably will almost never have a gap on the top, on the outside. It's usually the bottom because the windowsill is at an angle, okay? And this window is gonna sit right on top of it. So you'll see there is a gap of about ½ inch or so. So this is perfect for that. So set those aside. The first thing I wanna do is take the screen off because screens are annoying to work with. And if you put a hole in them, it's annoying to redo. Unlock the bottom sash first, slide it up, use these levers to push in and tilt the sash. Now, this is important. You're gonna use one end. I'm a righty, so I use my right. Hold on to something here. You're gonna push up until this gets loose, and I'll show you how that works. On this end, very easy, push up and out. Now let me show you what we got here. So here you got, almost look like a nail with this little circular head. That goes into here. And once you tilt it up, it locks into position. And that's how that works. So we're gonna set this aside. We're gonna do the same thing for the top sash. Drop it down, push in and out. In and out, here we go. Same thing. And up and out. Hold on to the hardware. We're gonna install the skirt next. Now I'm gonna show you a tip with these skirts. The end of each window loses the track right here, about 1/4 inch. So what you wanna do is, make sure you don't slice your finger, cut that top portion of the track about 1/4 inch back, and just bend it and cut it out. Line it up. All right, the two so far, what I've noticed about the difference between these two windows, the Pella 150 and the United window and door. There are no weeping holes in those windows. If that's something that really bothers you, don't get these windows. It does not bother me because if water gets in here, this is all plastic, okay? Even if it gets back here, there's really no way for it to go. Okay, I mean, it's not gonna go inside your house or do any damage. If this really bothers you, then I would probably recommend drilling a hole here and another hole here, and then, you know, the water will go under. But if you have this skirt installed, well, then the water is actually just gonna sit down here. So I would rather have the water sit here and air dry, and it'll be fine. The second difference is, with the Pella windows, the bottom right here is not flat, it's also tilted out. And I feel like this one is just pretty flat. It does sit a little lower than this back here, but again, minor differences. Other than that, guys, everything is pretty much the same. And so far, the look and feel of these windows is pretty solid. I don't know about the hardware, but at the same time, it's very basic. I mean, you have this screw here that connects this spring-like or this sort of aluminum piece here that goes into the lock, and you have numbers on these. So this is number 9. So I'm assuming that's the part number. So if you ever have any issues with the window, you know, maybe you can order a replacement part. All right, let's go put this bad boy in. Okay guys, so you might notice the change of scenery and of course the number of windows, and that is because I had the wrong size window for that opening in the other room. Luckily, I have more windows to do. So we're switching gears to here and we're gonna pick up right where we left off. So I got my flashing in. We're gonna drop some adhesive. Be generous with this. A nice thick bead would do. Make sure your hardware is ready. Here's what you get in the bag. You'll get 4 pan head screws. There are pre-drilled holes, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. And you have those little plugs to conceal the holes. Now guys, before you throw your window in, you want to take off the stops right here because the hole is right behind them. Use a flathead screwdriver for this. Be very gentle. Guys, some of the windows will only have this as the cover all the way up, and this you can just pop right out. Now, we throw our window in, bottom first. Push against the stop, and this is how the skirt hides that bottom. I want to see kind of what we have going on here. Here it looks like we got a kick out at the bottom. And here it looks like we got a kick in the bottom. So it's perfect. I'm not going to use any shims. We're pretty tight as is, but also I've learned that you don't really have to use a shim necessarily. And you will use the screw to push the window in or out. You always do the top screws first. I like to pre-drill as I'm pushing in against the stop. Now, I want you to notice something. Watch this gap here as I drill in. You see that movement? If I release or reverse, it opens up. So that's how we're going to adjust the window. Boom, that's perfect. And down here is perfect. So you got the idea, guys. Do the top screws first, then adjust the bottom, and then go left and right based on where you want this to go. This is nice and solid. I'm gonna replace these guys. You go in one side and then you push the other side in. That's done. Now guys, before I put my window sashes in, I'm gonna go in and caulk the outside of the window. I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm gonna be hanging off the window and tilting and all kinds of stuff. And then I'll come back and we'll put the sashes back in and we'll be done. All right, you guys, time to put the sashes back in. Grab the back sash and we're gonna reverse what we did. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna align it with the other one. We're gonna need to push up on this one to make them level. You see that? And you tilt up. You're gonna hear two sounds, like click sounds. If you do, that means we're good. There you go. And you could see at the bottom, we're right in. Push it in, and you're done. That one is in. Now, I want to show you something that you probably had no idea existed. I'm bringing this window down, and you see, if you had a gap like this, you see this? You have this thing here. All windows have it. And what you do is you can push against the frame to push this window in. And that's what I'm gonna do here, right? I'm gonna exaggerate, right? I don't have much room to push here. So this will make it very tight. If I wanted to, if this was a really tight squeeze and I want to open it up a little bit, then you do the reverse, okay? This one is pretty darn good. It's nice and flush. Let's see, it gets heavier as I come down here because I pushed it in. So all I have to do is reverse that. And I'm super nice and easy going up and down. My second sash, doing the same thing. This guy, I'm gonna put him right here. And then align this guy like that and push up on the other end. There you go. Push up a little bit more. There you go. Let's listen for that click. There you go. Bring her down. Very nice. Locks beautifully. Operates smoothly. No problems. And there you go, guys. I hope you liked the video and you found it helpful. If you did, help me out. Subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. Or at least like the video, share it. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. If you haven't seen the other video yet, check that out. Also, what I'm not showing you here is I'm gonna go back in with some batt insulation around the gap between the framing of the wall and the window. You gotta make sure you do that. And then I'm gonna use trim on the inside and some nice caulk It's gonna look like $1 million window by the time I'm done with it. All that stuff I cover in the other video, but it's pretty much straightforward. All right, guys, see you on the next one.